Hello, my lovely little gemstones, it's Afera, and welcome back to Fluffuary, a month-long event dedicated to Sanderside ships of all kinds. This is day 14, free choice, and I have chosen to go with Logince. The title is Coats and Closets, and the summary: after borrowing Roman's coat, Logan finds something interesting sewn into the lining of the jacket, and learns something new about his boyfriend. Logan shivered in the cool October air, rubbing at the goosebumps on his arms. He'd thought it was supposed to stay relatively warm tonight, even after the sun went down, but there was a chill in the air that his light jacket wasn't cutting. He shifted, trying to hide from the wind behind the car he was leaning against, without completely losing sight of the door. Roman had forgotten his car keys in his locker, and Logan had told him he would wait outside since it should only take a moment to grab them. But when he checked his phone, he saw it had been over 5 minutes, closer to 10, and Roman was nowhere to be seen. He wondered if he should go inside to find him, but he knew any moment Roman might come running out the side door and they would miss each other. He should have just gone in with them, he scolded himself, but it was too late for that now. Instead, as he shuddered again, maybe he should suggest that they go see a movie for their date, rather than the walk in the park they had originally planned. But Roman had been so excited for it, he didn't want to disappoint his boyfriend. Finally, the sound of the side door opening caught his attention, and he looked up to see Roman sprinting towards him. "I'm so sorry, Lo. My locker got stuck, and then my keys fell to the very back of my locker, so I had to pull everything out to grab it, and it's okay, Roman. Let's just get going." Roman blinked, noticing Logan's teeth were chattering. "Are you cold?" I'm fine. Once we start walking, I'll be alright," he insisted as Roman unlocked his car and he jumped inside. Roman watched him for a moment as the car started, making sure he was actually alright. With the engine on and the heat blowing, along with being out of the wind, Logan was starting to warm up. He kept his mouth shut as they drove, promising himself that he would push through being slightly cold if it meant making Roman happy. When they arrived at the park 20 minutes later, Roman immediately took his hand and swung it gently between them as they walked. Logan's heart was full, but that unfortunately didn't stop the heat from slowly seeping from him until he was fighting violent shivers. When they passed by an open storefront, there was a rush of warm air and Logan couldn't help the sigh of relief that left him. Roman looked over at him, concerned. "Are you sure you're not cold?" "I'm fine." His boyfriend didn't look convinced, and he let go of Logan's hand. "You're so stubborn, Lo. You don't have to lie about it." Logan opened his mouth to argue, but before he could, Roman threw something over his shoulders, and he quickly realized that he'd given him his Letterman jacket. It was warm, and it smelled like Roman's cologne. Logan immediately grabbed the edges to pull it tighter around himself, reveling in it. "There, perfect!" Logan looked at his boyfriend in just his t-shirt and shook his head. "Now you're just going to get cold. This isn't an optimal use of our coats here." "I'm good. I was getting pretty hot anyways. Feels good to take it off." Logan rolled his eyes as Roman flexed. "See, babe, this is when you say, 'Oh, you're always so smoking hot, Roman. I don't know how you manage it.'" "Oh, is it now? I wasn't aware I had a line, Mr. Director." As he grabbed the edge of the jacket to pull it on completely, his fingers brushed against something odd and he paused. It was something thin and metallic, but when he dipped his hand into the jacket's pocket to dig whatever it was out, he could feel it in the jacket itself. "Roman, there's something in your jacket," Logan asked, noticing Roman's cheeks growing red. "What are you talking about? That's just my keys." Logan narrowed his eyes, pulling the key ring out and hanging it on his finger. "No, there's something else in here. Here, it's right here. Feel it." I'm good," Roman insisted, and then Logan knew that he was hiding something. "Roman, what are these things?" The actor tried to deflect, but Logan just stared at him and tapped his foot until Roman finally sighed. "They're lockpicks." Logan blinked. "That was not what I was expecting. Okay, a follow-up question. Why do you have lockpicks sewn into your jacket?" "Lo, sweetie, please, I promise it's really stupid and not something you need to worry about." "So you're not leading a secret double life breaking into bank vaults or something?" Logan asked, only half joking. Roman snickered, shaking his head. "No, I'm not. But if I was, you know it would only be out of love for you. Come on, let's just keep walking, okay?" They locked hands again, and the conversation drifted away from mysterious lockpicks and Letterman jackets. Logan had to admit his evening felt much better when his teeth weren't chattering. And Roman didn't seem to be bothered by the chilly air, so Logan let it be. They didn't leave the park until it was close to midnight, and they were both getting texts from their parents asking where they were. They were both tired, but happy to finally have some time in each other's company, so they just held hands on the drive home, silent otherwise. Logan only spoke up when Roman pulled into his driveway. "I still want to know about these lockpicks, I'm sure you know." Roman sighed heavily. "It's really not an interesting story, Lo, I promise." The other steadily held his gaze, and finally Roman cracked. Okay, fine. I've got lockpicks in my jacket because ever since we were kids, my brother loved locking me into places. Mostly with people I had a crush on because he thought I would have to make a move if we were stuck in a room together. I don't know, he's weird, don't question it. But I got sick of it and decided I would learn how to pick locks so he couldn't do that anymore. Is that why you and Virgil were found in a closet together in sophomore year? Roman rolled his eyes at the memory. Yeah, Remus thought I had a thing for him back then. Turns out he was just jealous I got to spend time with him after school and he didn't. Logan hummed, then a thought occurred to him. I don't need to worry about getting locked in a closet too, do I? Roman shook his head, leaning over and giving him a soft kiss on the cheek. No, he only does it with crushes, not boyfriends. Besides, he knows you're claustrophobic, and he's not that much of a bastard. But even if he does, I've always got my lockpicks on me. They both laughed, then Logan grabbed Roman's shoulder and pulled him in for a proper kiss. I never thought I'd be comforted by hearing you say that. Thank you all so much for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to make sure you don't miss the rest of the series. If you like my writing and you want to hear more, you can check out the other videos on my channel, or my AO3 link is in the description if you'd like to read them for yourself. See you next time!